Hello, and welcome back. My name is Ash. I work as a warlock. Typically, I do tarot readings, spells, and stuff like that. Today is a follow-up to the manifestation video, which is a segue into the next video. They're not going to be in order, but the next video I have planned... Basically, this video is basically a bridge. It's not as structured as I'd like it to be. In fact, my notes are on my phone this time, which is not normal. But this is an important episode which will lead into the next one. So today we're talking about some of the things that block... Well, that's shiny. Block manifestation. And I will even reference the other video saying manifestation. So the first thing, attachment. This is a big one. This is one I struggle with. Attachment to outcome. I don't exactly understand what force of the universe thought it'd be fun to do this, but it's one of those, that law of the universe, which I will eventually do another video. It's that one, the more you push, the less you get. I don't understand entirely quite yet what the physics is, but it's like the more desperate, negative, needy energy you put on something, it like chases it away. And this is something I've actually been struggling with all my life. Anytime I've ever wanted something, I've always chased it off, and I felt bad, like I'm doing something wrong. Because I want something, and then I go for it, but I chase it away. Well, that's because I get too attached. I don't know what it is about attachment that prevents... I guess I'll have to actually find out specifically. I thought it'd actually be colder, I'm sorry. Specifically why this energy creates a block, more or less, but... I've always dealt with that, because it's like, what are the words I'm trying to put in? For instance, I had this situation where I was trying to move out, and I was going to move out with my sister and her roommate. And I mean, this is just one instance. This has been something I'm constantly doing, and I've been working on. I was going to move out with my sister and this roommate. And this roommate was, of course, hot, and I actually knew her. So it was a desired outcome. In fact, it was so much so, it felt like it was a scenario that was going to save me from my scenario. It was an escape. Because I was telling the universe, I'm not okay with what I'm not safe. I'm not safe, so you need to come save me. Well, I guess this is what it is the law of, I don't think it's assumption, but it's the law that the universe is a mirror. So it's not an algorithm, more or less, it's a mirror. So instead of putting in A and B should equal C, it's A plus B, but then the universe mirrors A plus B. So instead of getting C, you're just getting A plus B. I hope that made sense. Because it's like, I noticed, so to continue the story, the closer it got to that day that I was supposed to move out, it actually got to the point I actually watched it slowly fall apart. I watched it, the whole plan and everything, fall apart. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry, I just looked down and noticed, are these actually like nails in my shoes? Or are they just really pointy sticks? I've got some unwanted things in my shoes. Now I'm hyper-focusing on them. So anyways, so the more I wanted it, the less it ended up actually happening. And it wasn't just because I wanted it. It's, I gotta have this thing, I'm not gonna be okay unless I get this thing. In fact, I just recently had a scenario in my life like that. I thought I had something that was gonna come save me, and it fell through. Because I wanted it so bad, and I was so attached to it, and basically I lost myself into it. Which, like I said, I don't know the exact specifics, but it dissolved the situation. And it actually... it ruined it a little bit. Oh, it's here. So it's when your nervous system is tense, like where is it? You're broadcasting lack instead of openness. Wow, it is a lot harder and hotter in my car than I imagined it would be. Ooh, so, I'll try to make it quick. So, kind of going back to that, the universe mirrors. Well, I think what happened was I freaked out about it, and it mirrored it and said, oh, look, it fell apart. Now, it's kind of hard to tell that, because sometimes things just fall apart no matter what. Because there's an extra element that we haven't addressed yet. It's that random chaotic element. But sometimes you also don't get a manifestation not necessarily because you're blocked, but because it's not what is meant for you. For instance, maybe there's this chick I really like and I really want to be with her, but I get rejected. And it's like, well, I don't understand. Maybe I did the manifestation programs, maybe I imagined it and visualized it and did everything I should, but I still got rejected. Well, it could be that it's just not meant for you. The universe is also able to block things that aren't good for you, in a sense. So if it's actually going to destroy you, the universe is like, Sometimes it allows things to happen so you can learn lessons. But if you've already... Ooh, that is sharp. I stepped on something sharp. So it mirrors it. And the more I freaked out, the more I believed it wasn't going to happen, then it didn't happen. So if you're worried it's not going to happen, then it's not going to happen. But likewise, if you are 100% certain it's going to happen, it's more likely. I'm not going to say it's going to, but it's more likely to happen because you're mirroring the energy. The Lord says, pray like it's already done. Straight from the Bible. Lord says, if you pray, pray like it's already yours. Pray like it's already done. So if you sit there and you worry about a manifestation, then that's what you're going to manifest, is the worry. Unconscious beliefs. Here's another thing, which leads into contradictory self-talk. Those things are kind of together. Unconscious beliefs then play a part in it too. Maybe that chick that I was trying to ask out, maybe it wasn't a redirection. Maybe it was even though I want this, I want her or it, the idea of being with someone, maybe secretly I don't. And you're like, well, hold on a minute. Yes, you can hold two counteractive thoughts, consciously and unconsciously. Consciously, I want someone in my life. I want to be with someone. I'm sick of being alone. But that mirrors I'm alone. Okay? And then now on top of that, I have a subconscious thing that says, no, I don't. And you're like, hold on, how does that make sense? Well, because of patterns in my life and people and things that have happened, I learned that love isn't safe. Caring for people isn't safe. But we still have the human drive to want people, to want communications. So secretly, I don't want to talk to people because I believe they hurt me. But on the surface, I'm lonely and I want people to talk to. But we may not know about that subconscious thing, so I keep trying to ask people out or try to make friends, but it's not working because I personally don't believe like I deserve friends or I can trust people or things like that. And until we address that, it just keeps resurfacing. That's where our patterns play out. So it could actually be you did manifest what you wanted, but you blocked yourself, or you blocked it, or it blocked you, one of the two. I don't think it can ever block you. But if you just don't believe you're worthy, or you just believe, basically if your beliefs are different from what you're trying to do, it's not going to work. For instance, maybe I want to be a YouTuber. But maybe I don't believe I'm funny. Even though I know I'm funny. I make people laugh all the time. But if I don't believe I'm funny, then I may not want to do videos. It's just simple stuff like, or maybe the videos won't perform. Because even if I do YouTube videos, and maybe they won't perform well because I don't believe I'm funny, because I don't believe I'm entertaining. It's kind of stuff like that. So, sure, I want YouTube videos, I want to be seen, but then I'm afraid to be seen. It's kind of stuff like that. The self-talk, too. Because then that actually leads into, sometimes I do get the voice saying, oh, that lighting wasn't right, the video wasn't good, I effed it up, or maybe I'm not good enough to do a video. Maybe I'm not funny enough. And that's when that voice starts leading in, the unconscious beliefs actually starts speaking, audible. And it's like, I can't do that. I'm not funny enough. I'm not good enough. Maybe it's because I'm not cute enough. I don't know. But it's not for me. I want to do it, but it's not for me. I actually have had that happen. Like, sometimes I do manifestation or spells. I'll cast a spell, and almost instantly something pops up. It's like, well, then it starts arguing. I'm just like, interesting. So that voice, you kind of want to listen to it. It's important. Emotional suppression. Stuffing emotions doesn't make you high vibe. It creates pressure. Or longing and clogging the flow. See, alright, so that's another thing too. Interesting. So then on top of that, maybe we'll lead into the whole, I want to manifest a partner or a person, but then it's like, I get rejected, and then I suppress it. And it's like, okay, well maybe I shouldn't be with someone right now. Because I keep getting rejected, I'm just going to suppress the feelings. I don't need anyone. I don't want anyone, it's okay. I'm fine being alone. And then toxic positivity kind of kicks in. It's like, no, I'm suppressing the emotion, so it's not going to manifest, no matter what. Or just for instance, money. Say, for instance, I want to manifest money, but I'm scared of it or something. And I'm not allowing myself to feel that fear, but I keep manifesting money and trying to manifest money. I want money, but secretly I'm scared and I need it and I'm desperate, but I'm ignoring that feeling. Instead, I'm just like, no, I need money. I need manifest money. But if you don't address the fear, it's not going to happen. You're just beating your head against a wall. The reason being is there's underlining fear of, we could sit here and talk for hours about it. I think I did talk about it in the last video, so we'll go back and reference it. Identity mismatch. This is a good one. If you're trying to manifest something that you disagree with, kind of like I said, I want to be a YouTuber, but my identity doesn't line up to it. Maybe I have dreams about it, and I think about it really hard, but then I don't ever do it. Or, because this one's kind of manifesting through action, that's not what this one's talking about specifically. What this one's talking about specifically is, who do you identify as? Do you identify as a YouTuber, or do you identify as a 9-to-5er? Do you identify as a artist? Do you identify as a... So basically, if I'm saying I want to be a traveler, I want to go out and travel and explore, but yet I work 70 hours a week, I log into my day job, and I don't ever take time off, well, it's not going to happen. Because you don't identify as a person who can take time off. You identify as the person who works 80 hours a week. Because that's what you said you do. You're like, alright, this is what I do. So trying to manifest something that doesn't fit how you see yourself, that is also a block. So again, as I was saying, if I don't see myself as a funny person, I don't see myself recording videos, then it's kind of pointless. It feels like imposter identity. And sometimes we have to work through that. Because it's a little abnormal. You know what I mean? It's like you don't know how to do it until you do it. But here's the other thing that's popping up. Make sure it resonates. Maybe, and this is where it can split into two, maybe one person decided to just start a YouTube video, but doesn't actually have a passion for it. And then me, I enjoy it. I have a passion for it. I've been making videos since I was a kid. I've been making videos since YouTube was a thing. I'm gonna let that one sink in. It's sinking a little too deep. I was making videos before YouTube was a thing. So, for me, that's part of my identity. But for the other person, maybe they don't enjoy it, maybe they just thought it would be a nice side gig, but it's not really their passion, it's not something they even care about. Well, that's not part of their identity, it's something that actually becomes a job. It becomes something they feel like they have to force themselves to do. And then that's not a part of your identity. You know? If it feels like a chore, then it's not part of you. I'm upset I don't have pliers, and I'm sorry, this is gonna drive me insane. Wow, that is terrifying. That is lodged in there, whatever it is. I'm so glad it did not make it into my foot. Burnout, nervous system overload. / fear of change. I'm gonna merge these together. Burnout is a fried system that can't receive. Rest is not a detour, it's part of the spell. And then fear of change. This will cost me something. So that's one thing. Two things, technically. Burnout. How does that one play in? Fried system can't receive. So I guess, say, for instance, I don't know, I had something that kind of disappeared. A fried system can't receive. Saying it out loud, it makes sense, but I'm trying to break it down even further. So a fried system. Say, for instance, I don't know how that would make sense, but, okay, so let's use computer analogies. Let's say you have your car battery, your internal battery, and you spent 50 hours of it working, 10 hours of it watching TV, and by the end of the week, we're burnt the fuck out. We're just dead. That's why most of the days that we have days off, we don't do anything. Well, if you're in that mode, it's almost like we have a visor on over our heads and everything's turned off. We're in a little shell, and we're like, I don't want to. Essentially, we're closed off. We're closed off to the universe because our nervous system has had too much and said, okay, we can't do this anymore. Please go away. Well, if we're in that mode, it's like, but you haven't received your man. It's like eating dinner and then being so full you can't have dessert. So how are you gonna eat your meat or have your pudding if you don't eat your meat? How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? Kind of thing. But you gotta make sure the meat is healthy in that analogy. Because again, if you're overstuffed, if you're burnt out, there is just no more room. It's like trying to charge a dead battery. The battery's dead. Dead. And then some days, it's like so bad you can't even turn your phone on. You can't turn your car on. You have to leave it on a charger for a day or two, for a longer time than you should, just to be able to return back to normal. So if you're constantly in that state, it's just not going to work. The fear of change. That one hits me pretty hard. Because it's like, well, yes, I want a partner. I want someone to be in my life. But then as that actually draws forward, it's like these fears start coming up. Everything I know is going to change. My personal space, my time, it essentially changes your entire world. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm kind of comfortable where I'm at. I mean, sure, I'm lonely sometimes, and maybe we need friends, but at the same time, I don't know. I kind of like the world that it is, and part of me actually used to be, I don't want someone to come and fuck that up. It's because I used to let toxic people in on my life. So it feels like I've got myself to a good point. And sure, there are days that I want someone in my life, but the fear of change is preventing me. It's like, okay, but I have set life right now, And if I allow this manifestation, it's gonna F everything up. So you know what? Maybe I don't want it. Maybe I don't. There's actually multiple things. For me specifically, it's actually multiple things at once. Because again, like I said, it's the fear of change, the fear of not being good enough. Oftentimes, it's not one thing blocking us. It's multiple. It's just that's why it's so hard to... I say it's so hard because it's only as hard as you think it is. But that's why it feels like it's so hard, is because we try to manifest and we don't realize these things are blocking us. And we may even remove one block and it's like, okay, I removed the block, we're good, right? Manifest. Manifest. Manifest! I actually noticed the things that don't require emotions actually manifest faster for me. In fact, I will do that in the next video. Next video. There is a way to manifest without emotions that's actually really quick. Or at least it has been for me. But then there's other stuff that has actually led me to this path. Is I'm realizing why certain things manifest faster than others. So I'm actually on that path right now. And I'm trying to relay it. Yes, manifesting is always a great topic, and anyone who talks about it tends to blow up. So at first I'm like, I want to blow up, of course, but I want to do it in a different way. Because I've seen thousands of manifest, well, not thousands, but I've seen a lot of manifest videos, and a lot of them don't make sense to me. So I'm actually trying to do it in a way that helps and makes sense. Because for me, it felt like there was a lot of mysticism. It's like I was understanding the words, but I wasn't understanding the concepts. So it literally got to the point where I had to go and be a scientific researcher and do stuff myself and try it, like the scientific hypothesis. I actually had to try manifesting, and I've been working on it and practicing and doing things like that. So I've actually been learning what's blocking it, what helps it, what so on and so forth. And I'm trying to relay the information to you. So there's actually a couple more videos coming from this specific theme. Normally it's like independent videos, but this one's kind of a theme. Anything else? Typically the best thing we can do, and I know this is so much easier said than done, but to manifest, basically it's think about it in spurts. So sometimes you do want to just think about it, give it energy, and set it down and let it go. Or sometimes you want to give it energy repeatedly, but you got to think about the energy that you're sending it. Is it desperate energy? Is it scared? Is it negative energy, or is it positive? Just think about it that way. Because again, I've literally had days where the next day I would freak out about my manifestation. Oh my God, it's not going to happen. I fucked up. I did this. I did that. And then I bounce back and forth. I oscillate. The biggest thing is just fear. And it's just weeding out fear. Fear. I mean, mostly everything in the universe can be broken down to two fundamental things. Love and fear. And basically it's fear, so... It's just specific flavors of fear is what I'm going to call it. Specific flavors of fear. Which flavor are you tasting? I think I'm going to end it there. That's all the notes I've had on that. You guys have a great day.